Hello everyone, welcome back to the Movie Reviewers 100. My name is Scott, also known as Cineram. I do the Thursday review videos here on this channel. I am wrapping up Original versus Remake Week. We've had a couple of really good videos so far. We've had looks at the old and new versions of The Time Machine, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Thomas Crown Affair, and we had two different versions of Dracula, and James, our newest member, did an excellent breakdown of the story of Clash of the Titans, the original story, and how it differs both with the 80s version and the 2010 version. So I wanted to talk a little bit about The Departed because it is, in fact, a remake of a Hong Kong film called Infernal Affairs. From the early part, it's like 10 years ago the movie came out. And Scorsese's movie came out, Martin Scorsese directed The Departed, and it came out in 2006 and then won Best Picture and Best Director. Infernal Affairs tells a story of two guys. One is named Lau, the other guy's name is Yan. Yan is a guy who's in the police academy. He's a cadet, and he gets pulled out and said, we're going to make you an undercover cop. You know, you're going to get kicked out of the police force and you're going to go to the streets and start joining gangs and committing crimes and getting in with the bosses, basically, so you can feed us information on their activity. At the same time, one of the local crime bosses, whose name is Sam, takes a bunch of kids from his neighborhood, says, you guys don't have any criminal records. You're going to be my guys on the police force. You're going to go train in the police academy and then feed me information on the cops' activities and tip me off about busts, etc. And this is Lau. Lau is his guy in the force. And the remake is the exact same thing, basically. You've got Matt Damon and DiCaprio, each of them playing guys on different sides who are pretending to be on the opposite side. And when I heard these two guys were cast, I immediately suspected that DiCaprio would be playing the undercover cop who's getting in with the crime bosses, and I was right about that. I'd seen Infernal Affairs before The Departed was announced, I think. Yeah, it was. I liked it a lot, but I hadn't seen it since then, and I rewatched it basically yesterday. And since I'd seen The Departed a number of times, I didn't rewatch that one, but I was surprised at just how many particular scenes were exactly like the ones that happened in the remake. The adaptation of Infernal Affairs for the Scorsese film is very, very close to the original. There's a few characters which are de-emphasized, such as the psychiatrist who is involved with the Matt Damon character. Her role is much more prominent in the Scorsese version. And also the ending is different, and there's two guys who are handling DiCaprio in the Scorsese version, whereas in the original, one of the captains dies early on in the story. So he's basically just dealing with the Mark Wahlberg character. But aside from that, you know, there's situational differences, but for the most part, the storyline is pretty much the same. A lot of very specific events, very much the same. Like I said, the ending is different. But if it comes down, which one do I prefer over the other? They're both excellent movies. You know, the original is quite good. I have to say I prefer the Scorsese one simply because I like Scorsese's style more, naturally. And also, the Asian version is more formal in its dialogue. Everyone speaks very formally, whereas in the Scorsese version, they're giving each other a hard time constantly, and there's tons of cursing in The Departed. So much cursing, it's hilarious. It's really, really fun, especially Mark Wahlberg. You know, he's hilarious. So I recommend them both. Yeah, see them both. Infernal Affairs is a good one, a real good one. I'm not really familiar with a lot of the actors except for Tony Leung, who plays Yan, the undercover cop. If I'm not mistaken, he plays Chow Yun-fat's co-star, Chow Yun-fat's adversary in Hard Boiled, the John Woo classic John Woo thriller. So I'm going to keep this one short this time around. But thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Stay tuned for a new theme.